12 newly elected senators attend proclamation at the PICC. Outgoing senators divulge their plans after their term as they bid farewell to their supporters. Former Ombudsman Conchita Carpio Morales to pursue complaint against Chinese President Xi Jinping over West Philippine Sea issue after she was temporarily barred from entering Hong Kong on Tuesday. And Brits distress at the top of London's Gherkin building. Good evening. 6 outgoing senators bid goodbye to their colleagues and divulge their plans after they step down as lawmakers of the upper chamber of Congress. Nel Maribuhok will tell us why.
Senators Francis Escudero, Gringo Onasan, Loren Legarda, and Antonio Trillanes IV are about to end their term as senators on June 30, 2019. Senators Bam Aquino and Joseph Victor Ejercito will also step down after losing in the midterm elections. Senator Escudero will eventually sit as the governor of the province of Sorsogon after serving as a Solon. According to him, his position regarding federalism will not change even though he will have a new post in the government. He also has no intentions to strengthen alliances with other governors. Escudero is not convinced yet with the proposal to change the form of government unless he sees the detailed and comprehensive plan of the proposal. Meanwhile, Senator Legarda will take her oath as the Congresswoman of Antique. Senator Onasan awaits his fate if his appointment as the Secretary of the Department of Information and Communications Technology will proceed.
It's up in the air. That will be decided after June 30. That will be decided by the appointing authority.
Senator Aquino and Ejercito bid goodbye and will come back to their private life.
So ngayon na ang ating destiny ay maiba at hindi magpatuloy dito, I guess mahalaga na right now just to take a step back, spend more time with your kids, and try to determine how you can help the country in other ways. No? Maraming ibang paraan para tumulong sa ating bayan.
Tingin ko, siguro babalik ako, tulungan ko balik ko sa mga business namin. May mga ilang kami mga business, ice plants, mga gas stations, tapos yung mga development ko, real estate.
Ejercito added he regrets one thing.
Well, ang regrets ko, ang pinakamabigat na problema ko, yung dalawa kami magkapatid na tumakbo. Sana, nag-usap kami ng father ko, ng pamilya, na nasabi ko na sana yung aking concern, na ilang beses ko sinabi na ito mangyayari, na pwede kami mahila lahat pababa. Exactly, ito na nga nangyari.
Senator Trillanes, on the other hand, plans to re-enter the academe to study further. It can be noted that Trillanes said he will remain as one of the critics of the administration even after his term as a senator. Nel Maribuhok, UNTV News and Rescue, Senate of the Philippines.
Former Special Assistant to the President and now Senator-elect Bong Go asserts he will be an independent lawmaker. However, he will support the legislative agenda of President Rodrigo Duterte. Here's Rosalie Cos to tell us why.
Senator-elect Christopher Lawrence Bong Go was alone this morning when he arrived at the Philippine International Convention Center, or PICC, in Pasay City for the official proclamation of the winning senatoriables in the 2019 midterm elections. Go asserts he will be an independent Solon. During the filing of Certificate of Candidacy for Senator in October 2018, he was accompanied by President Rodrigo Duterte. Go had been the executive assistant and personal aide of the former Davao City Mayor and now President Duterte. Though he is personally close to the chief executive, Go assures now that he is a senator, he will be an independent lawmaker and will not be a rubber stamp of President Duterte.
Of course, magiging independent po ako. Subalit susuportahan ko po ang mga legislative agenda ni Pangulong Duterte dahil alam ko po ginagawa lang niya ang tama.
Among the President's legislative agenda, Go plans to support and push for is the revival of death penalty as the capital punishment for heinous crimes and involvement in illegal drug operation. But on federalism, Go admits there's still a long way to go since the public must first be well informed about it. Go also intends to strengthen the relation between the upper house and the executive branch.
Paano natin na mapaganda, mapaayos ang koordinasyon between the Senate and Malacanang ay handa po ako maging tulay.
Meanwhile, if given an opportunity, he is willing to chair the Senate Committee on Education and Health, he said. Go is the source of the media people who follow the president whenever he has no public engagements. He also releases pictures of the president whenever there are claims about the chief executive's health condition. He said now that he is already a senator, nothing will change about his personal relation with the president. He can still be a resource of information when it comes to the unofficial engagements of the president.
Pero kami naman po, may personal po kaming relationship ni Pangulong Duterte bilang taga-Davao, bilang dati po ako kaibigan na ni Pangulong Duterte for the past 21 years, nagtatrabaho po ako sa kanya. At pangako ko yun kay Pangulong Duterte, pagbuhay ko po sa sasamahan.
Rosa Licoz, UNTV, News and Rescue, Malacanang.
Senator-elect Ronald Bato Dela Rosa says he will push for bills that will improve the peace and order in the country, as well as the reimposition of death penalty. Ray Pelayo tells us why.
Former Philippine National Police or PNP Chief Ronald Bato Dela Rosa is not expecting that he will place fifth in the senatorial race after gaining more than 19 million votes. In the program Get It Straight with Daniel Razon today, Senator-elect Dela Rosa said he believes that his platform during the campaign period has been effective, primarily the reimposition of the death penalty. Dela Rosa notes that he will also prioritize the legislation of improving the peace and order in the country for the benefit of the people, especially of the poor. He added that the wonderful economic programs of the country will not be successful without peace and order.
Kung may magandang peace and order tayo, merong investment. At kung mayroong investment, merong employment. Pag merong employment, merong income. Pag may income, may pambili ng pagkain yung ating mga kababayan. So, napaka-importante po ng peace and order.
As for the death penalty, De La Rosa added that aside from drug traffickers, he will also include police officers who will be proved to be implanting illegal drugs as evidence in anti-drug operations.
Sinasabi rin na plataforma. Wala po ko ibang plataforma na sinasabi, kundi bitay. Yan lang naman sinasabi ko. Yung plataforma talaga. Ginusto ng tao. Nanalo tayo, naging senador tayo. Bitay lang yung plataforma ko noon.
So,
sabi ko,
dapat tawag sa'yo si Senator Bitay.
Ayun lang talaga.
Kung may hukom Bitay pala, ikaw ang Senador Bitay.
De La Rosa also consulted President Rodrigo Duterte on his new post in the Senate.
Alam mo, sagot ni Presidente sa akin? Binabato, you are now a senator of the Filipino people. You are not a senator of Duterte. Kaya gawin mo yung karapat-dapat para sa kapakanan ng taong bayan, hindi para sa akin.
Election results from overseas votes have revealed that De La Rosa topped the senatorial race. The retired PNP official has also promised to support the establishment of the Department of Overseas Filipino Workers or OFW and giving legal assistance for them. Ray Pelayo, UNTV, News and Rescue, Quezon City.
The Commission on Elections formally proclaims today the 12 elected senators this 2019 midterm elections. Aiko Miguel will tell us why.
Re-electionist Senator Cynthia Villar tops the senatorial race after having the most number of votes, while Senator Nancy Binay wins the 12th Senate spot. After being rescheduled a couple of times, the Commission on Elections, or COMELEC, which had served as the National Board of Canvassers, finally proclaimed today the top 12 senators in the 2019 midterm elections. At past 9 this morning, the winning senators arrived at the Philippine International Convention Center, or PICC, with their family members and close friends. COMELEC officials first presented the top 12 incumbent Senator Nancy Binay, who got 14.504 million votes. Senator Ramon Bong Revilla Jr. gets the 11th spot with 14.62 million votes. Senator Coco Pimentel places 10th with 14.688 million votes. Senator Francis Tolentino ranks 9th with 15.5 million votes. Senator Amy Marcos gets 15.8 million votes. Senator Lito Lapid has 19.6 million votes. Senator Sonny Angara garners 18.6 million votes. Senator Bato Dela Rosa with 19.004 million votes. Senator Bong Go ranks third with 20.6 million votes, while Senator Grace Poe has 22.02 million votes. The top one senator is re-electionist Cynthia Villar, who got 25.2 million votes this midterm elections. The National Board of Canvassers granted the certificates of proclamation to the top 12 senators during the program today. Having officially proclaimed, each of the incoming senators now have a 6-year term to serve from June 30, 2019 until June 30, 2025. In the message of Senator Cynthia Villar, she greeted her fellow newly proclaimed senators.
Of course, I wish to acknowledge our senators. It is our prayer and hope that the new set of senators will be able to accomplish what we have set out to do and fulfill our promises to the voting public and set aside political differences. The Senate, or the entire Congress, after all, is a collegial body. Our legislative powers are vested in all the members as a collegial body. The laws we craft or legislate must consider all interests involved. A strong and independent Senate has always been our goal ever since.
Senator Cynthia Villar also thanked her family, President Duterte and Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte, who endorsed and supported her. 5 of the proclaimed senators are re-electionists. They are Senators Grace Poe, Sonny Angara, Coco Pimentel, and Nancy Binay. Meanwhile, Senator Revilla and Senator Amy Marcos call on their bashers to stop their tirade.
Thank you. Sana naman matigil na yung mga batikos at tayo magsama-sama para sa bayan.
Sa lahat ng mga basher, mga hater, mga galit sa amin, huwag na kayong matakot sa akin. Hindi naman ako mapagkulit. Gawa lang tayo ng trabaho.
Tolentino cited the bills which he will prioritize as a lawmaker.
Disaster-related legislation, amendments to the local government code, some amendments to existing environmental laws.
Senator Nancy Binay shared her struggles during her campaign.
Towards the last part of the campaign, dun ko na naramdaman yung hirap na you're not part of a slate, di ba? Hindi naman ako dinala ng PDP, hindi ako dinala ng Bupong, at hindi rin ako dinala ng Orso Derecho. So parang on my own, sariling hanap ng tutulong lalong-lalo na din sa local level.
COMELEC Chairman Sheriff Abbas thanked all the agencies who assisted and helped them conduct a successful election. Despite the many glitches during the elections, the poll body successfully released the final official results just after a week. Chairman Abbas also assured that the suppliers for the election materials and equipment which had glitches will be held liable if proved of negligence.
I already issued a memorandum. Pinahold ko lahat ng payment ng mga nabanggit na supplier doon. So ipapa-review ko siya sa law department, titingnan namin kung may violation of contract or may mga penalty nga na pwede namin i-impose sa mga supplier. But again, we will give them also the opportunity to answer.
The poll body is also open for any investigation if ever the Senate invites them in the opening of the 18th Congress on June 30. Aiko Miguel, UNTV News and Rescue, Pasay City.
Former Ombudsman Conchita Carpio Morales flies back to the Philippines after being initially barred from entering Hong Kong. Carpio says the incident is a form of bullying. Nina Armilio will tell us why.
Yes, that was bullying. How do you call it if that's not bullying? I think someone came up with the theory that shock and awe daw. Hindi naman ako nasi-shock, hindi naman ako oo. Nabubwisit lang.
This was the statement of former Ombudsman Conchita Carpio Morales after being held by authorities at the Hong Kong airport. Foreign Affairs Secretary Teddy Locsin Jr. in a Twitter post has confirmed that the former ombudsman arrived at 12:20 p.m. in Hong Kong with her family. Her companions were admitted, but she was refused entry, with the immigration officials saying it was an instruction. Hong Kong authorities later allowed her entry, but she and her family decided to go back to Manila instead, the DFA secretary's tweet said.
I was disappointed, not because I was not allowed entry, but because I was deprived of the opportunity to see my grandchildren enjoy their vacation in Hong Kong.
Chief Presidential Legal Counsel Secretary Salvador Panelo has confirmed news reports have reached the palace that Ombudsman Conchita Carpio Morales is considered a security risk by Chinese immigration authorities. For her part, the Philippines Deputy Consul General in Hong Kong, Herminia Aguilar Usudan, stated she has no idea why the ex-ombudsman was denied entry in Hong Kong.
For the reason why she was not allowed immediate entry to Hong Kong, we were not given any reason by the immigration office.
Morales and her family arrived at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport past 9 on Tuesday night. Because of the incident, Morales said she will pursue the case filed before the International Criminal Court or ICC against China. It can be noted that Morales and former Foreign Affairs Secretary Albert Del Rosario filed crimes against humanity complaints at the ICC last March against Chinese President Xi Jinping over China's alleged plan to control disputed territories in the South China Sea. Justice Secretary Menardo Guevara, on the other hand, said in a statement that it was possible the incident was a ripple of Morales' complaint against Xi before the ICC. He added that the Chinese immigration officials' action must not be questioned. President Rodrigo Duterte has earlier told Chinese officials that the government had nothing to do with the ICC complaint against Xi, but it could not prevent anyone from pursuing such move. Nina Armilio, UNTV, News and Rescue.
The Zamboanga City government will push for the establishment of a third legislative district in the city. Dante Amento explains why.
It was in 2007 when the establishment of the 3rd Congressional District in Zamboanga City was proposed by then 1st District Representative and now City Mayor Ben Climaco. However, the proposal was not favored by former 2nd District Representative Hervey Fabian. Outgoing Congressman Celso Lobregat also rejected the proposal for fears that politicians from nearby provinces would enter the city for a congressional seat. After more than 10 years, the city will once again push for the proposal through the 2 newly elected legislators who are Climaco's allies.
Unlike before, I had an opposition when we started this in Congress, and we welcome that development for a 3rd district.
The newly elected local officials are positive the proposal will be passed. They also ask for cooperations from their constituents as well as from their political rivals.
Sa atin, let's move on and start working. Yun importante, that's what people want from us.
According to the Constitution, each legislative district shall have a population of at least 250,000. And based on the 2015 census, Zamboanga City has a population of 861,799 and now an estimated 900,000 residents. Climaco also added that having a 3rd district will be beneficial for the city's development. More representatives in the Congress will also bring more programs and projects for the city, she explained.
With the 3rd district, we will have more legislators in Congress, but we'll also have 3 voices this time. Because one very crucial decision they will be making is the federalism.
Dante Amento, UNTV, News and Rescue, Zamboanga City.
Brits de-stress by taking part in a meditation session at the top of London's iconic Gherkin building. Jovic Bermas will tell us why.
At the top of London's iconic Gherkin building, participants took part in a meditation session on Tuesday. Far above the hustle and bustle of the city, the intimate session was led by founder of Bija Meditation, Will Williams, as part of World Meditation Day.
We're in this beautiful space where we can sort of see across London and get a sense of perspective.
After experiencing insomnia, Williams turned to meditation and found it beneficial for his well-being, later inspiring him to pursue it as a profession.
Meditation can help Londoners and anyone living in a busy urban environment because you don't need a quiet, dark space to be able to do it. You can start doing a technique within your mind and immediately the alarm system in your brain, the amygdala, starts calming down.
sat on a colorful meditation cushion. Participant Natalie Byrne explained how turning to meditation has helped her cope with living in London.
And I found getting the tubes really, really difficult. And when I started to get into meditation, my anxiety reduced a lot. And yeah, it's a huge part of why I can deal with London for sure.
The benefits of meditation have been explored in various scientific studies over the years, with recent research revealing that mindfulness can be effective for easing chronic pain. Jovic Burmas, UNTV News and Rescue, London, United Kingdom.
Some incumbent congressmen who are members of the Makabayan bloc failed to win a post in the lower house of Congress. However, the group stands firm that although their number has decreased, they will remain as an independent minority in the incoming 18th Congress. Grace Casin will tell us why.
Anak Pawis party list represented by Congressman Ariel Casilao does not get a chance to return to the lower house of Congress after the midterm election results have been revealed to the Filipinos. Kabataan, Gabriela, and ACT Teachers party list only get 1 seat each. However, Bayan Muna is in the second rank of party list, so they get 3 representatives who will be part of the 18th Congress. The Makabayan bloc is one of the opposition groups in the House of Representatives. According to Bayan Muna Party List Representative Carla Zarate, although Anak Pawis did not win in the elections, the group will stand on their program for the farmers.
Priority legislative measures ng Anak Pawis ay dadalhin pa rin ng makabayan niya, no?
According to Zarate, one of the things they are promoting is the amendment in the party list system, since it's the people who will benefit and the true intention of representing the marginalized sector in the society have been lost.
Imagine, kanila na yung mga distrito, kanila pa yung party list, no? So paano pa magiging kabahagi ang mga mahihirap doon sa crafting of laws, no? Kung ganitong kinukupo pa rin ng mga nasa kapangyarihan.
Zarate added they remain as an independent minority in the lower house. A party list represents the marginalized sector or the groups neglected in the society. 61 party list representatives will be sitting in the 18th Congress that will open on July 22, 2019. Grace Casin, UNTV News and Rescue, House of Representatives.
Meanwhile, incoming Senator, former Philippine National Police Chief Ronald Bato Dela Rosa has a list of police officials to be endorsed to President Rodrigo Duterte, similar with that of PNP Chief Police General Oscar Albayaldes. Leia Ilagan will tell us why.
In an interview in the UNTV program Get It Straight with Daniel Barzon this morning, Senator-elect Ronald Bato de la Rosa named 3 police officials he will endorse to President Rodrigo Duterte to be the next chief of the Philippine National Police. This as the current PNP Chief Police General Oscar Albayalde is 6 months away from his retirement. Former PNP Chief De La Rosa said he will endorse his Mista, Deputy Chief for Operation, Police Lieutenant General Archie Gamboa, who excels in administrative matters and procurement. Second is Sinagtala Class 86 member, the Chief Directorial Staff, Police Lieutenant General Camilo Cascolan, who is an expert in police operations and management. Third is National Capital Region Police Office, or NCRPO Director, Police Major General Guillermo Eleazar, who is from the Philippine Military Academy or PMA Hinirang Class of 1987, for his good performance of his duties. The senator also said he is not discounting the possibility the president would choose among the one-star generals.
Mamaya may wild card sa presidente na hugutin from one-star.
Pero di ba ikaw naman ano ka naman hindi ka naman politiko although senador ka na ngayon, di ba? I mean you will sabi mo nga sa pelikula, I mean what I say. Di ba? I say what I mean. So what do you mean to say?
Gusto mo talaga kuhuli. Nahuli mo ako nung chipinpi ako. Pero ngayon senador na ako, hindi mo.
Natututo ka na pala.
Natututo na ako.
On the other hand, General Albayalde has stated that his list of possible next PNP chief is similar with that of De La Rosa's.
I think we have the same list naman as the same as General BATO Dela Rosa. Kasi sila naman ng medyo senior at sila ang next in line talaga. Besides of course kay General Eleazar who is class 87. Pero doon sa performance naman niya, I think he will do good also, the same as the other two, si General Cascolan at saka si General Gamboa.
General Eleazar has refused to give any statement on the matter, while General Cascolan and General Gamboa also did not give any comments when asked for any statements by the UNTV News. General Albayalde is set to retire on November 8, 2019, which happens to be his 56th birthday. Leia Ilagan, UNTV News and Rescue, Camp Crame.
In other news, resigned National Youth Commission Chairman Ronald Cardema may face multiple charges following his filing of certificate of substitution as first nominee of the Duterte Youth Party list group, which won during the May 13 midterm elections. April Senedosa explains why.
Former National Youth Commission or NYC Chairman Ronald Cardema is now in hot waters. This after he left his position and filed a certificate of substitution as a first nominee of the Duterte Youth Party list without allegedly asking the permission of President Rodrigo Duterte or Office of the President. The said party list won during the midterm elections on May 13. A staunch supporter of the president, Cardema filed a petition for substitution after the party list 5 nominees backed out, including his wife Dulce Marie Suarez. According to election lawyer Emilio Marañon III, Cardema can be sued for violating the Omnibus Election Code should he be proved to have used government resources for his election campaign. Once a government official filed his or her certificate of substitution, he or she is deemed resigned from government work.
Na while under the law is already deemed resigned, hindi po siya nag-resign. Parang he's trying to circumvent po yung nakalagay doon sa batas. Pag napatunayan po na ginamit yung pondo ng gobyerno or gamit ng gobyerno, sasakyan ng gobyerno or yung kanyang posisyon sa pangangampanya, ito po ay pwedeng magamit laban sa kanya.
It has been confirmed that Cardema resigned from his position on May 17. The election lawyer mentioned, as stated in Section 261 of the Omnibus Election Code, government workers are not allowed to engage in any partisan political activity. Those who will violate the law will be suspended for 6 months for the first offense, while the second offense is dismissal from service. Meanwhile, in a tweet, Commission on Elections or COMELEC Commissioner Rowena Guanzon questioned Cardema's petition. She said Cardema stated he is qualified based on his certification of candidacy form. Yet the commissioner asked if he was not over 30 years old, since the Duterte Youth was registered as a youth sector party list. On Cardema's Facebook account, it was listed that his birthday was on April 13, 1986, which makes him 33 years old. However, as defined in Section 9 of the Party List System Act, a nominee in the youth sector must be at least 25 years old and not more than 30 years old on the day of the elections. However, Cardema has claimed the said party list was registered with the poll body to advocate for youth and professional sectors, adding there is no age limit. The COMELEC and Bank has yet to release a decision on Cardema's petition. The UNTV News and Rescue team today tried to get in touch with Cardema to get his side of the issue, but he has not answered our texts or calls. April Senedosa, UNTV News and Rescue, Quezon City.
The Davao City Traffic Transportation Management Office warns the public utility vehicle driver in the city who use fake PUV identification. Janice Ingente explains why.
The Davao City Traffic and Transportation Management Office or CTTMO continues its crackdown against the use of fake public utility vehicle or PUV drivers' identification card in the city. City Traffic Chief Junicio Abude said the move came following reports that there are drivers who are possessing or using driver's ID which are not their own.
Lima maning naglangkob sa kuan sa atong PUV public utility vehicle. Unang-una isang PUJ, apil ang multicab, taxi, tapos passengers van, tapos kining motorized tricycle for hire o kining school services vehicle. Muna siyang naglangkob sa public utility vehicle nga dapat naagin sila PUV ID.
The CTTMO also warns those who manufacture the fake IDs.
Nanaputay laing information nga naay nagahimo na po dito sa unsan sa Bolton, so gi-applyan po nato sa warrant ug nanakpan po to kauban natong NBI ug ang Davao City Police.
At least 40 drivers have been arrested for not having their PUV driver's ID. Abude revealed the city-issued PUV IDs have special features such as the quick response or QR code, which can be verified through the smartphones issued to traffic enforcers.
Nalay gi-question nato dito katong lahi ang picture, pag-capture nga the same ang ID number, ang CTTMO number o ang picture dito sa iyang original katong sa IDs lahi sa iyang original.
Meanwhile, PUV driver says they are ready to cooperate with the local government on the measures.
Okay, problema na LTFRB na mo seminar ara mo ni sa mong ID sa LTFRB, di mo kompleto na nga wa jud kay kurat sa biyahe. Pag nesita na jud kay kapakita. Tama po nilang blaon na to kanang buwan na nga sus, grabe. Sila kuyawan ba niya? Dako ko na kay multa.
Pag magsita sila sa mga para sa nang panahon ang sa mga ID na mas tubakan na sa amin gibutang. Naman sila tanahon kana mo iwanan yung pangalan nasa tanahon ito sa kuan murag nasa sa barcode siguro yung tanawan na.
Once a PUV driver is apprehended for using a fake ID, the driver will not be allowed to travel and will be charged with falsification of public documents. The crackdown operations against fake ID by the Davao CTTMO formally began on Friday, May 17. Abude has also said earlier that this move is driven by Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte Carpio. Janice Enhente, UNTV, News and Rescue, Davao City.
Filipino legend and current secondary WBA welterweight champion Manny Pacquiao will face WBA world champ Keith Thurman on July 20. Thurman says this might be Pacquiao's last bout, but Pacman insists he is not yet done. Asher Kadapan Jr. will tell us why.
Unbeaten World Boxing Association or WBA welterweight champion Keith one-time Thurman vows to end 8th Division World Champion Manny Pacquiao's career when they fight in Las Vegas in July.
Manny Pacquiao is a legend. He's done great things. I've never fought, I never lost to a fighter who's lost 7 times. I have no intentions of losing to Manny Pacquiao. I don't see him winning any way, shape, or form.
But Pacquiao insisted he is not done.
And I'm so excited for this fight because I'm fighting with undefeated. Keith Thurman is he's kind of fighter that you cannot underestimate. He's undefeated, and this is give me more encouragement, motivation to work hard. Like what I did before in my previous fights against a big name in boxing.
The 30-year-old Thurman, 29-0, 22 knockouts, 1 no contest of Clearwater, Florida, will defend his WBA super welterweight title against the Philippines Pacquiao, 61-7-2, 39 knockouts. Pacquiao will be the underdog as he fights Thurman on July 20. Thurman is 10 years Pacquiao's junior.
This most likely will be Manny Pacquiao's last fight. I love the sport of boxing, but we're in a new generation.
My time is not yet over. My career is, my journey will continue. That's what I want to prove on July 20.
Their 12-round fight is expected to take place at MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. Asher Kadapan Jr., UNTV News and Rescue.
Senator-elect Ronald Bato Dela Rosa plans to push for the mandatory military service instead of mandatory Reserve Officers Training Corps or ROTC. Ray Pelayo reports the reasons why.
Lawmakers in the country approved in the third and final reading On May 20, 2019, House Bill 8961, or the proposed act mandating the institutionalization, development, training, organization, and administration of Basic Reserve Officers Training Corps, or ROTC, for senior high school students. The bill aims to install the spirit of nationalism among the youth and to reinforce the Armed Forces of the Philippines, or AFP's reserve manpower supply. However, some are against the proposal because of fears that hazing rights would happen again, just like when the ROTC was first imposed. The ROTC became optional when Republic Act 9163, or the National Service Training Program, or NSTP Act of 2001, was signed into law in 2002. This is after the death of Mark Chua in 2001, which was believed to be caused by his revelation on the irregularities in the ROTC in his university. Some are also against the revival of the mandatory ROTC due to the additional expenses for transportation and uniform. But incoming Senator Ronald Dela Rosa argues that even now, with the NSTP, students have additional expenses too, such as for their uniforms. But if the ROTC will become mandatory again, Dela Rosa said he will see if the government can provide a subsidy.
Sana ako lang, huwag natin lahat iasa sa gobyerno. Dahil mukhang mahirapan ng gobyerno na gampanan yan pagdating dyan. Pero siguro kung meron tayong additional na pera, magkakaroon ng budget na malaki ang gobyerno, baka pwede sagutin yan, kahit na siguro 50%.
Dela Rosa also plans to push for mandatory military service instead of ROTC, as what is being implemented in Israel and South Korea. At this point, the government will shoulder the uniform and other expenses like the treatment for the regular military.
Ayaw kong agawin ng China yung ating bansa. Ayaw ko. Kaya gusto ko malakas yung ating territorial defense when it comes to foreign aggression, foreign invasion. So kailangan i-prepare natin ang ating kabataan na meron tayong enough reserves, human resource reserves pagdating sa depensa.
Prior to this, President Duterte already expressed his support to the revival of mandatory ROTC. The counterpart bill is now in Senate. Based on the website globalfirepower.com, the Philippines placed 64th in the military strength ranking in the world. The countries America, Russia, China, India, France, and Japan lead the ranking. Ray Pelayo, UNTV, News and Rescue, Quezon City.
The National Privacy Commission warns the public in using online lending apps. Mon Hokson will tell us why.
The National Privacy Commission, or NPC, is now hearing 485 complaints against online lending apps. Most of the complaints has stemmed from harassments received by users, especially when they had failed to pay on time. NPC Commissioner Raymond Liboro said that borrowers are crying foul over perceived reputational harm and abuse of their data privacy rights.
Matapos po nilang mag-avail ng serbisyo nitong mga online lending companies na ito, noong hindi sila minsang makapagbayad, ay nagulat na lamang sila na nakatanggap ng mga allegedly nakakapanirang text doon sa contact list nila. Tila baga, again, para mapilitan silang magbayad o para tuktin nila yung kanilang supposed obligasyon magbayad, ay pinaalam doon sa mga kaibigan nila na nasa contact list nila na itong taong ito ay hindi nakapagbayad ng utang niya.
Complainants say the harassments and shaming started when they had failed to pay their balances on the due date. In a message, a complainant said that the people behind the lending app are texting people on their contact lists to tell about their inability to pay. Some even received threats of getting arrested by the police if they failed to pay their balances. Another complainant posted, "The shaming has caused too much emotional stress." This message is one sample of the rude practices of online lending apps. The NPC advises users of online lending apps to carefully read the app's privacy notice before even using it. The mobile apps allegedly require access to contact information, photos, files, and documents saved in the borrower's phone before the process of the online loan application can proceed.
Hindi mo maaaring gawing kabayaran ang personal data para maka-avail ng mga serbisyong ito.
The Commission is sweeping online apps and other consumer lending companies for any data privacy violation and coordinating with Bangko Sentral on how to address the issue. On the bright side, the NPC noted this surge of complaints can be seen as an indication of people's growing awareness of day-to-day data privacy issues. They are calling on to the developers to be responsible and to make the privacy terms clear. Erring mobile lending operators may face temporary or permanent ban from operating, according to NPC. Cases could also be referred to the Department of Justice. Monhok Son, UNTV News and Rescue, Pasay City.
And for the news abroad, the jitters has gotten to many of Huawei users in Singapore following Google's blacklist on the Chinese phone maker over the weekend. Annie Mancilia will tell us why.
When news broke that Google suspended business with Huawei, the world's second biggest phone maker, possibly affecting future apps, Singapore Eugene saw an opportunity to get his dream phone, the Huawei P30, for cheap.
I wanted to stir the market price so that I can buy a Huawei phone at a cheaper price than the current market price.
Carousel, an online platform that allows people to buy and sell directly, saw a surge of posts selling Huawei phones since 2 days ago. On Tuesday, Teo met up with a seller who declined to be interviewed and exchanged a cool 600 Singapore dollar or $435 US for a new unboxed set that usually retails at $217 more.
Yeah, it works.
Huawei runs its devices on Google's Android platform, but the U.S. Commerce Department blocked Huawei from buying U.S. goods last week, throwing future software updates into question. The United States temporarily eased restrictions on Huawei on Tuesday, granting it a license to buy U.S. goods until August 19, meaning that updates of Google apps like Gmail and YouTube can continue until then.
I really hope that the US and China trade wars will not affect the Huawei future users, as the current situation is not very bright for us.
Annie Mancilia, UNTV News and Rescue, Singapore.
Leading U.S. footwear companies including Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour on Monday sent an open letter to President Donald Trump urging for removal of footwear from the penal tariffs of Chinese imports. Trump on May 10 hiked tariffs on $200 billion worth of Chinese imports to 25% from 10%. In all, 173 companies signed the open letter to the president, saying the additional tariff of 25% on footwear would be catastrophic for their consumers, companies, and the American economy as a whole. Meanwhile, Indonesian police have arrested at least 20 people accused of provoking riots in Jakarta following official results showing President Joko Widodo had been re-elected. Meanwhile, vicious weather brought damaging tornadoes and heavy rains to areas of the central United States already dealing with floodwaters. Here's Kath Dumaraos to tell us why.
In the USA, emergency workers on speedboats zipped through flooded roads in central Oklahoma on Tuesday, pulling flood victims from their houses as millions of people in the central United States faced a severe weather system that brought hail, heavy rain, and flooding. Teams of fire personnel could be seen helping residents, including the elderly and children, out of their flooded houses and out of the area. The National Weather Service said it expected severe weather across Texas, Louisiana, and into Alabama, and as far north as Iowa and Nebraska throughout the day and into the night on Tuesday. Flooding in the area forced evacuations and high water rescues overnight. Some 4 million people were under a flash flood warning or watch through Tuesday in the region. in Indonesia. Dozens of protesters have been arrested in Indonesia following mass rallies against the re-election of the country's president, Joko Widodo. Protests in the capital, Jakarta, started peacefully on Tuesday, but soon turned violent with cars set on fire and people throwing firecrackers at police. Police in riot gear fired tear gas in response to disperse the crowd. Election results showed Widodo had beaten his longtime rival, Prabowo Subianto. Local media reports quoted Jakarta's governor Anies Baswedan saying that 6 people had died and 200 others were injured as a result of the violence. And in Mexico, Mexico's Refugee Assistance Commission said on Tuesday it would open 3 new offices this year with the help of the United Nations in an attempt to alleviate the pressure created by an increase in refugee applicants on existing migrant centers in the country. Andres Ramirez, the national coordinator for the commission known as COMAR, also said that budget cuts by the government of President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador have affected the commission. From January to April of this year, COMAR received requests for refugee status from 18,365 people, a number placing 2019 on track to surpass the 29,647 cases in 2018. Ramirez said the 3 countries with the highest number of applicants are Honduras, El Salvador, and Venezuela. Kat Dumaraos, UNTV News and Rescue.
Several photos and videos of a dog waiting for his dead master is circulating online as it touches the heart of some animal lovers. Joanne Nano has the story.
Dogs are considered as man's best friend, and this is once again proven in this touching story of a dog patiently waiting for his master who had passed away. Several photos and videos went viral on social media for this one-of-a-kind touching relationship between a dog named Buboy and his master, Professor Marcelo. On a video, Buboy can be seen patiently waiting outside a classroom where Professor Marcelo is supposed to be teaching, not knowing that his master already passed away due to a heart attack. The students noticed that the dog keeps on returning in front of the classroom, hoping to see Professor Marcelo. Out of his mercy, the students transported the dog by a tricycle and brought him to the wake of his master. Like humans who had lost their loved ones, Buboy was in deep sorrow after finding out that his master was already dead. According to some netizens who posted the photos of Buboy and Professor Marcelo, the stray dog used to be in the custody of the school, and only Professor Marcelo took care and fed Buboy. Other photos showed that special bond between the two that will now only remain as a happy memory for Buboy. It was indeed an extraordinary story of a loyal dog to his master that is considered as the Filipino version of a popular movie Hachi, A Dog's Tale. It was adopted in a true-to-life story of a legendary Japanese dog Hachiko, which is known for his loyalty and patiently waited for his dead master to return for almost 9 years. Although for some, dogs are merely animals, others consider them as members of their family, deserving to be loved and taken care of just like a human being. Joanne Nano, UNTV News and Rescue.
And those are the reasons behind the news this May 22nd, 2019. On behalf of Alex Baltazar, I am William Theo, and before we close, we will recap with today's significant sound bites. Because we need to know, we will always ask why. Good evening.
Disaster-related legislation, amendments to the local government code, some amendments to existing environmental laws.
Of course, magiging independent po ako. Subalit susuportahan ko po ang mga legislative agenda ni Pangulong Duterte dahil alam ko po ginagawa lang niya ang tama.
Kung may magandang peace order tayo, mayroong investment. At kung mayroong investment, mayroong employment. Pag mayroong employment, mayroong income. Pag may income, may pambili ng pagkain yung ating mga kababayan. So, napaka-importante po ng peace and order.
Siguro, babalik ako, tulungan ko muna sa mga business namin. May mga ilang kami mga business, ice plants, mga gas stations, tapos yung mga development ko, real estate.
So, ngayon na ang ating destiny ay maiba at hindi magpatuloy dito, I guess mahalaga na right now just to take a step back, spend more time with your kids, and try to determine how you can help the country in other ways. Maraming ibang paraan para tumulong sa ating bayan.
Yes, that was bullying. How do you call it if that's not bullying? I think someone came up with the theory that shock and awe daw. Hindi naman ako na si shock, hindi naman ako na oo. Nabubwisit lang.
My time is not yet over. My career is, my journey will continue. That's what I want to prove on July 20.